What up, guys, and welcome back to Clipped. Today's show, I'm going to be talking about Capsho, C-A-P-S-H-O. Capsho is the world's first AI-powered podcast copywriter. Capsho takes your podcast episode audio file and turns it into an episode title, episode description, show notes, captions for social media, quotes, promotional email stuff, and more. I've been using it for about 3 months now, and I'm stoked to share it with you. And I'm in the hopes that this can help your workflow with your show notes and other writing that you do in relation to your podcast. Because if you're like me, writing show notes is the worst. I hate it. And so I was looking for a solution, and I've had a good experience with Capsho, and it's helped me. And so I hope it can help you. The website is Capsho. Let me make sure it's capsho.com. It is. It's capsho.com. And I think I first heard about this maybe on either LinkedIn or Instagram. The algorithm sent it my way, so I thought I would check it out. This was a couple months ago. And so far, I've had some good results. I'm going to give you a little info on how it works and some of my feedback, and then I'll let you get out of here. But as you know, probably the AI copywriting scene is blowing up right now because of ChatGPT. So I'm here to piggyback on that and talk about AI copywriting for podcasters with Capsho, C-A-P-S-H-O. I'm going to keep spelling it because you know what the hell I'm talking about. But okay, so you'll create an account with Capsho. You're going to enter the name of your podcast and upload your cover art. And then Capsho is going to get to work, creating an account for you. And then when you're ready, you've produced an episode. It's all fully mixed. The show notes are ready to be written. You're going to upload your file. It takes about 10 minutes, and then you're going to get a pop-up from within Capsho. And basically, it's going to give you a couple different options of the angle that you want to write the show notes in, or kind of it gives you 3 examples of what the show notes could look like as far as topics. And then you're going to pick the topic or the angle that you think would be best for the episode, and you're going to select that. And so Capsho is going to write the show notes covering the topic based on what you choose. Okay, it's going to get to work. It's going to do its thing. 10 minutes later, boom, it's going to open up like a Word document, a word processor. And on the screen, you're going to see several options. So in addition to just writing the show notes, it's going to write copy for other things. And before I get into those features of what it can do besides the show notes, I just want to mention that whatever you do, do not copy paste Capsho's the outputs, the copy that it outputs, that it gives you verbatim. It's going to ruin your show notes. It's potentially going to ruin your podcast and website's visibility online, because Google knows the difference between AI copy and human written copy. And with any AI writing tool, I think that they're meant to be used as a guide, as an outline to get you started, to give you some ideas, to give you a voicing or a vibe. And then you're going to want to go in, edit, make some changes, put things in your own voice, make sure everything that they've spit out is accurate and that it makes sense for the topic that you're writing about. Because as podcasters, some of these topics are really in depth, or there's vocabulary and jargon and meanings that AI might not know. And so just make sure you check it. Don't copy it verbatim. Take what it gives you and use it as an outline. It's meant to be a tool to help your workflow. So after you've uploaded your episode, the word processor is going to pop up. And on the left, you're going to see the different categories or the different copy that Capsho has written for you. The first one is episode title. Episode titles are important. It's important to include keywords in your title that people may be looking for based on what your episode's about. But it's going to give you some pretty good title ideas. They're impactful, they're clear, and it can be kind of a pain in the ass to come up with a good title. So Capsho is going to generate an episode title for you. Take this ball and run with it. Then it's going to give you your show notes. And these are detailed show notes that are meant to turn listeners into leads, to get them to follow your show. They're going to be searchable on Google. So they're going to be written in a way that Google can index, so that you're going to get more eyes and ears on your podcast based on this written content. They're SEO friendly and accessible. So we got episode titles and show notes. The next is captions. So they're going to create social media captions that you can use to promote on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, whatever platforms that you're on. They're meant to be as like hooks and teasers to draw people in, to get them to funnel into actually listening to your episodes and joining, subscribing, following, becoming more a part of your ecosystem. But it's really a great place to use these captions to promote your stuff, to promote your episodes, but also just to get people more involved on social media. Then you're going to be given email marketing copy. And this is like, I actually really like the email marketing copy. I want to say it's even better than the show notes. It's going to be like intriguing promo copy that's built for people to read and click through. I mean, the hardest part with email marketing is to get people to click on any links that you're putting in the email to send them places, to send them to your website, to your podcast, to your YouTube, to your blog, whatever it is. But their promotional email writing is actually really good, and it's meant to get clicks. I have a really good email open rate, but my click rate needs work. And Capsho has definitely given me some ideas and helped me improve that. And I'm still working on improving it. And if you want to join, shameless plug, but go to the podcasthaven.com. There'll be a pop-up, and I'll also put a link in the show notes. The pop-up, if you click on it, you sign up for the email list, you're going to get a free ebook. And the ebook is called The 4 Pillars of Podcasting. And it's going to take you from how to get your idea started all the way through launching your podcast. I'll put a link in the show notes and on the website. But in any case, definitely a fan of the email marketing copy. Then the next thing that's rad is you're going to get a fully written blog post, over 1,000 words. And the blog post is meant to like extend the life of your episode. If you know me, if you've been listening, you know that even if you haven't been listening and you're new to the show, I'm a huge fan of written content and adding a long form written component to your podcast, because Google does a great job at indexing written content. And the more written content you have on your website, the more Google's going to begin to trust your site. And you're going to start ranking for some of the keywords in these articles. And when people are searching for podcast related websites, terms, equipment, gear, how-tos, if you've included some blog posts in your, if you've included some blog posts related to your episodes, you're going to get a lot more traffic. Your site's going to get more visibility, more authority, and you're going to start getting more views, thus more podcast listeners. Capsho also transcribes your episode. You're going to get, word for word transcription. You can post the transcription on your web page, on your podcast page. It's going to be full of keywords related to that episode, which is great for SEO. I turn that into a blog post using that transcript, and then also using the output that Capsho gives me for the blog post. I kind of combine those two, tweak them, edit them, obviously add my own spin, human voice, my vibe. I add some of my own stuff, special sauce, and boom, I create a blog post from the episode. And then I also have the transcript if I want to put that on my website as well. In addition to that, you're going to get a LinkedIn article that's just going to further your credibility. LinkedIn is kind of more of the like academic social media platform, but Capsho's AI will turn your latest episode into a full LinkedIn article. It's going to showcase you and your thought leadership, and kind of written in a way that presents you as an authority in your field and on the topic that you're podcasting about. Okay. Oh, and then quote. Oh, there's more. Yeah. So then you get quotes. So it's going to spit out quotes that are also great for social media that you can use on all the platforms, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it may be. But these are great for just an additional piece of content and maybe luring people in to your ecosystem. Honestly, I'm a sucker for good quotes. I think people like that. I think that type of content performs well on social media. Then lastly, you're going to get a YouTube description as well. So if you recorded a video, or if you just put the audio format of the episode on YouTube, you're going to get a description. To be honest, I typically put the full show notes in the YouTube description, but I don't know if that's the best practice. Maybe it is best to just put the smaller more to the point YouTube description that Capsho writes for you as your YouTube description. But just to reiterate, so you've got the episode title, which they'll generate. Then they're going to generate the show notes. Capsho will then get to work on captions for social media. It's going to give you email marketing copy to promote your episode to your email list. It's going to write a blog post for you, then a LinkedIn article. It's also going to transcribe the episode. It's going to give you quotes, and it's also going to give you a YouTube description. It's a lot, right? It's a mouthful. I'm already out of breath. I just drank a coffee. Usually I get a tall at Starbucks. They gave me a venti for the same price as the tall, but I actually didn't even want the venti. I appreciate the hookup, but I just wanted the tall. So now I'm drinking a venti, and I'm moving quick. Okay, so Capsho is broken down into 3 plans. And surprise, surprise, all those outputs that I mentioned, the show notes, the blog post, LinkedIn, YouTube description, quotes, you don't get everything for one price. So how it works is it's kind of a little pricey, and it's broken down into 3 plans. The starter plan is $29 a month. And you're going to get the episode titles, descriptions, show notes, and the transcript. And then there's what's called the growth plan, and that's $59 a month. And you're going to get more outputs from this. It's going to add everything from the starter plan, but it's going to also give you social media captions as well as the email marketing copy. And then finally, the pro plan has everything. It adds the blog post, the LinkedIn article, the quotes, the YouTube description, and you're going to get a live mastermind class with the Capsho team and with other people that are on the pro plan, podcast experts, podcast marketers, podcasters. And it's every week. And, I've gotten calendar input for this or calendar invite for this multiple times, but I've never actually attended the class, which is probably a huge mistake on my part. But that's the pro plan. You get everything included in the starter and the growth, and it's going to add the blog post, the LinkedIn article, the quotes, the YouTube description, and the weekly mastermind class, which is dope, even though I've never done it. Here's what I like and don't like. I definitely do like it. It's made things easier. However, I will say that sometimes the copy that Capsho spits out isn't exactly what I want, or it's a little off base for what the episode is talking about. And I get it. I talk about some very specific things, so this is kind of to be expected. It's just that sometimes this makes my workload take longer, and I have to edit and rewrite more than I'd like. And sometimes I'm like, should I have just written all this on my own from the get-go? I don't know. I think all AI tools are kind of like that. From my small experiments with ChatGPT, I can say the same. They're great for idea starters and to use as outline, but you got to put in the work. Another thing I'll say is their billing is a little wonky. So I actually recently downgraded from the Pro plan, but I still had like 2 weeks left on my Pro plan before like the new billing cycle kicked in. And when I downgraded to the starter plan, it didn't give me my remaining credits on my Pro plan. So I lost 2 weeks of access on the Pro plan. Right when I downgraded, my account immediately became the starter plan. And so I lost those 2 weeks of credits from the Pro plan, which is weird. Usually with billing, you'll get the rest of whatever you paid for that billing cycle before the switch happens and you downgrade and get less things. I will say, though, that I brought it to their attention and they're going to refund me for that. So I did have to go back and forth a little bit with support, but I will say ultimately I did get what I paid for. That's something I would imagine they're working on. I don't know any other subscription service that is like that, but that's something to keep in mind. And if you're a podcaster, this is a great tool. If you hate show notes like me, it's definitely worth checking out. And you actually get 1 free episode when you sign up. And I forget because this was a while ago. I think you get all the outputs when you get the free episode. So you'll get like the blog post, the LinkedIn article, the quotes. I think they do that to give you a taste of what it'll be like if you sign up for the Pro plan, which is the maximum plan where you get everything. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. You might only get everything in the starter level plan for that free episode, let me know. If you sign up, I'd love to know. And don't quote me. I could be wrong. It was so long ago. I don't know if there's a way to go back and check, but definitely check it out. Get that free episode. At least that's a reason to check it out. You could see how it could benefit you. And I think once you unlock the power of using Capsho and working with this AI stuff that seems to be coming out quick, like really quick, and kind of learning how you fit in with it and how you can use it to your advantage and use it to speed up your workflow and get more assets and get things done faster, I think you're going to be on your way to maximizing your potential as a podcaster, maximizing all the assets that you can get from one episode. But that's it for me, guys. Capsho, Capsho. Peace.